Ladies, gents, if you've been paying attention to the Rockstar social media channels over the past day, I suppose they've been posting a crap ton of new artworks for Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's the way they've been posting it is something that is particularly interesting to me. If you want to see everything for yourself, I've linked the thread down below so you can watch them all for yourself. Let's actually have a look at these artworks. As you've been seeing on your screen is the Dutch Van der Linde one, which is obviously the leader of the Van der Linde gang, and in my opinion, the way that these were posted were done on purpose because in my eyes there's a specific order to them. Obviously you can see for yourself in trailers and whatnot, you know, who these people now actually are because now they finally have a name to it. But what I want to focus on in this video here, and mainly to kind of, you know, keep it short and sweet, is the groupings of the artworks that were done. First off, you have Dutch. Then you have HOSEA Matthews, who says, "I wish I had acquired wisdom at less of a price." HOSEA Matthews also mentions his old friend Dutch in one of the trailers as well.
Good old Dutch. My best friend. You know how we met? Pair of hucksters trying to rob each other.
Which makes me to believe that HOSEA Matthews is actually, like, I guess, second in command when it comes to the Van der Linde gang. After that, we have three characters, which are Molly O.C., who says you're playing a dangerous game. Susan Grimshaw, who says, "I swear half of you would just rot in your own filth if nobody kept you in check." And then the third character is PEARSON, who says, "People are happy and well fed. I think perhaps we'll be okay." These three characters seems like they are the people that take care of the camp, that, you know, keep everyone in check. And especially the women are obviously, because typically women, as far as I know, they care more about, you know, people and their well-being. And then you got Pearson's obviously, you know, what looks to be the chef of the camp itself. Then if we move on to MICAH Bell, who says, "I believe there are winners and losers and there's nothing else besides." We have Charles Smith, who says, "The amount of health we've raised, we're owned some back." And then we have our good buddy Bill Williamson, who doesn't say, "You implore me." No, he says something else this time. "Don't try anything stupid and we won't do anything unkind." These three to me seems like they're like the more of the Iron Fist kind of people of the Van der Linde gang. Mainly, obviously basing that upon that we already know a lot about Bill Williamson, how much of a kind of, you know, how much of a hard ass he already is. The reason I'm saying that is because of this clip with Bill and Charlie and Arthur in the gameplay trailer.
As long as we get paid or you get shot, I'm happy.
And of course this clip with MICAH Bell as well.
How about you and me go and redistribute some property?
Which makes me again to believe that these three are the Iron Fist of the Van der Linde gang. Then we have Leopold STRAUSS, which says, "It's a nasty world out there and it's catching up to us." And obviously because he's holding those books, I feel like he's like the treasurer of the gang, keeps all the books in check, how much money is being earned, how much is being spent, and, you know, that sort of deal. Then after that we have a set of three artworks, which is obviously the Marston family, starting off with John saying, "Guess all I got left now is doubts, and scars," which I think is a very interesting quote there, because if you remember Red Dead Redemption 1, I guess we're going to refer to it now, you can definitely see where that's leading to, because I mean, obviously we played the game, we know a lot of backstory about John already, which makes me to believe that he, at that point of saying that quote, he's already having a lot of doubts about the Van der Linde gang and what direction it's going. Then we have Abigail's artwork as well, which is Abigail Roberts and on Marston, so that means that at that point in time, Abigail and John are not married yet. "I'll bring the fires of hell on them myself," which means that, obviously because of the quote, she must definitely have some very strong feelings for John, and that's obviously leading up to the marriage, which more than likely leads up to the following artwork, which is of course Jack Marston. The kid is still a kid. He's a small dude, but he is definitely a part of the Van der Linde gang, I guess. He's part of the camp. We've seen him in the gameplay trailer as well. And it also is probably going to mean that he's going to have some dialogue. And then we have another set of two characters as well, which is Karen Jones, who says, "Running scams, robbing banks, screwing over the rich and horrible." And then Javier Escuela, our old pal from Red Dead Redemption, returning, saying, "If we have to fight, we fight. If we have to run, we'll run. If we must die, we'll die. But we will stay free." which I think is a very strong quote there too. But those two to me seem like, you know, the more the gun man slash woman of the gang as well. They seem to be more into the whole robbing of things, more doing like that kind of job, versus Bill, MICAH, and Charlie being more like the iron fist of, you know, doing everything the rougher way, I suppose. But I feel like Javier and Karen are more, I guess, in a way, smarter about things. At least that's what it seems to me. I mean, Bill, to me, seems like a character that is very much, you know, screw, you know, doing stuff tactical, will just blow the entire place up and get what's supposed to be ours. Then we have another set of two characters, which is Tilly Jackson, which says, most of us grew up hungry and scared and alone one way or another. And then we have Uncle as well, having a pretty funny quote saying, people call me lazy, I'm not lazy, I just don't like working, there's a difference. These two to me seem like more like hangarounds, I guess, of the Van der Linde gang. I mean, obviously we know that Uncle doesn't do anything. Tilly seems like more someone who has just been brought into the gang and just kind of does some chores around the camp. Mainly because obviously she looks quite young and not really, to me, someone that is going to be slinging any guns and robbing banks anytime soon. Then we have MARY-BETH Gaskill, who says, gentlemen, I think I have something good. And then also Lenny Summers, who says, living free out there like this, I wouldn't have it any other way. Those two to me seem like the bit of like the up and coming kind of people for the gang. They seem like, you know, I guess scraping down the bottom of the barrel as of now, but they're probably going to try to work their way up and impress Dutch and obviously get a better reputation for everything. And the next set of two characters, which is Joshua TRELAWNY, if I'm saying it right, says, how can a romance ever be so silly? It's all we have. A lot of people are speculating that this is the stranger from the Stranger mission in Red Dead Redemption. I'm not going to get into that character all that much because I feel that there's probably plenty of people out there still who haven't played the game yet, but the stranger in Red Dead Redemption says a lot of interesting things about John and his past life. So I'm very curious to see if this actually is true. It's a very interesting theory as well, because it would explain a lot of things about the things that he does say in Red Dead Redemption, but it also brings a question which GTA series brought up, and they said like, hey, you know, how could John not remember this person if he was a part of the gang? But, you know, I guess we'll find out soon enough. And then the second character is Reverend SWANSON, who says, I had a real suffering and I lost everything. My vaccination, my faith, my family. Which makes me seem like these two characters, this set of characters, seems to me that is more like the, you know, the elderly, the more wiser kind of people who have been through everything already, who can tell the gang like, hey, this is either a really good move or this is a really bad move. I feel like Dutch is someone who leads the gang in the right way, but I feel like he also has an ear for listening, and is, I guess, sometimes also someone who you can reason with. And then the last set of three characters are Sean McQuire, who says, just leave it to me, I can talk a dog, walk off, and meet gun. And also SADIE ADLER, finally getting her own artwork as well. Nobody's taking nothing from me again. And the last, but most certainly not least, is of course our buddy Arthur Morgan, who says, we're thieves in a world that doesn't want us no more. These three seem like, you know, they're definitely a crew together. We've seen Arthur with SADIE a lot already in trailers and everything like that, so those are definitely like, you know, a crew, I suppose. Obviously having Sean in there too does make sense. Having like a group of three who just goes out for whatever activities I suppose Dutch tells them to go and do. Those are just some of my thoughts and theories and all that stuff with the artworks. If you have anything to add to this and you think that I might be right or just I might be a complete idiot, feel free to let me know down in the comment section down below. Thank you also very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.